this is Nirman Shakir, and welcome to my Excel training for financial controllers. In this session, I will show you how Excel communicates to you. Remember earlier I said or I recommend to deal with Excel as if you are dealing with a person. In this session, I will show you how Excel communicates to you and how to understand the way that Excel communicates to you. And here in this working area, look at the mouse. When I'm moving the mouse, the shape of the cursor, it's like white cross. And this means that Excel is telling you that you can select. So the way that Excel communicates to you through three ways. One is the shape of the cursor of the mouse while it's moving in different part of the screen. The second part or the second way that Excel communicates to you is through images or shapes that means something. And the third way is through coded messages, and I will give you example of those messages. So those are the three ways that Excel communicates to you, and you need to understand them so you can work effectively with Excel. In the following sessions also, I will introduce you how to communicate and tell Excel exactly what you like to do. Okay, so as we said, when you see this white cross, it means that you can select the cell by making a click the left button on the mouse. So once you click a cell, it becomes with a frame, and this is indicating that this is the selected cell and this is the active cell or working area where you can add the text or type formulas. The name of the selected cell usually appear here. Okay, so as you see, while I'm moving the mouse, the shape of the cursor is changing. See, it was white cross, we said you can select, and now it's becoming like arrows in all directions. Excel is telling you now that you can move the content of this cell to a different place. So let's type my name there in that cell, and let's see now. You see now Excel is saying that you can move this cell to a different place. So the how to move is press the button, hold it, and start moving the mouse. And when you reach the place where you want to move it to, just release the button again. So I reach here, I release, Excel move it here. So this is the second way of how Excel is communicating to you. Let's go back again here. So it's white cross, now the all directions arrows. If I move the mouse to the corner of this cell, you see it's changed again. It's become like a black plus. So Excel is telling you now that you can copy the content of the cell to any direction you want. So by pressing the left button in the mouse, holding it, and moving the mouse to any direction you want, Excel will copy the content to those cells. So let's do this and move to the right. So I'll press, hold, and start moving to the right and stop here. So as you see, Excel copied the content of this cell A1 to all the cells that I moved to. So let's do this again. So I'll select, I'm selecting, I selected everything. Let's go here. You see it's here, it says Excel telling you I can move those cells anywhere you want. So I'll press, hold, move to here, we move it. Move the mouse to the corner, Excel telling you I can copy. So let's press, hold, and move down. So this is how Excel is communicating to you. You need to read what Excel is telling to you through the shape of the mouse. Okay, let's go up here in the column. You see now the shape of the mouse changed. It's become arrow down. Excel is telling you you can select the entire column by just one click. Now we selected the entire column. Same thing with the row. If you see now there is an arrow pointing to the right, you can select the entire column. Okay? And if you go to the column here between the two columns here, you see it changed. Excel is telling you you can change the width of this column, so I can go much wider, much narrower, or exactly the same size of the largest space or text within this column by double click. So if I'm here in the middle here, double click, it will adjust the width of the column to fit the longest text. So let's say if I put here Newman Shakir, and if I go here double click, it automatically adjusted the width of the column to fit the largest value. Okay, so those are same thing with the arrow also. Here it will adjust the width, the height of the arrow. So if this font here is big one and this is a small, the height is not enough, so by double click it will adjust automatically. And this one also here, if I double click between A and B, it will adjust automatically. So let's move up here. When I reach this here, the formula bar, it's becoming like a big letter I. It means you can edit, you can write, type, and edit the existing content of the cell. If we move up here, you see the shape of the mouse change. It's become arrow and it's pointing. So Excel is telling you can select the options here, and those options, this is the third way of or the second way Excel communicating to you, is through images. So let's say here, let's say if I am selecting this area here, and if I go here, there's like a shape of frame. So if I click on it, it will apply that frame to everything. If I go select a different one, now the outside border, it's becoming thicker. If I select again here and I go to the color area, I can select a color. Again, I can change. And if I want to change the font, I can change the font. So this is the second way where Excel communicating to you through displaying images. If I go to different options here, it's showing different things. Here, it's insert, and there's charts. So Excel is telling you you can insert charts. Okay. So this is the second way that Excel communicates to you, is through images, shapes that mean something. So if I click on here and I click on this bold B here, Excel is telling you I can convert the content of the selected cell to be bold. And if I click on this one, become italic and then underlined. So this is how Excel communicates to you. The third one is through coded messages. And this is usually when you are typing formulas and there is something wrong in the formula. So let's make an example. Let's say this is total cost here. And this is units. And this is cost by unit. So let's say this is 5,000 and the cost by unit equal the cost divided by the quantity. Excel is giving me div by 0, which means you divided a value by a 0 and there's no result for this. So let's say if I put here a value, now Excel is giving me a calculated amount. So this is how Excel is telling you there's something wrong. The other common message, let's say by mistake I didn't put the full cell name, I put just C2, which is the value of the total cost divided by D2, but I didn't type 2, I just put D. So you see now Excel is telling you name, there's something wrong in the naming in your formula. So Excel is giving you a hint that there's something wrong. So by going back to the formula, read it, and then you'll find out that you miss the complete name of the cell. By fixing it, then Excel will calculate for you the amount. So those 3 ways that Excel communicates to you, you need to keep them in mind, and you need always to read what Excel is telling you. Understand those signs and messages so you can have a better interaction with Excel.